Alright, hatchet in a nutshell, let's do this. Alright, so this kid named Brian, and, his parents got divorced, and so basically, they obviously moved to different places. So Brian, he gets on this plane to go to visit his dad in Canada because he lives with his mom in the U.S., or lived, or whatever. And, basically Brian, he, so the pilot in the movie at least is like, hey, can you take the wheel for a minute? And Brian's like, I don't know how to fly a plane. And the pilot's like, it's easy. So he's like flying the plane, but then the pilot just straight up has a heart attack and he goes to the grave. And yeah, so then the plane eventually runs out of fuel and crashes. And Brian had to figure out how to land it. So basically, Brian lands the plane, and now he's just in the wild. So, yeah, Brian's in the wild now, and he needs to figure out how to survive. So basically, yeah. So he crash lands, and he's just, like, in the lake, and he eventually, like, gets out, he swims out, because he crash landed in this lake that's shaped like an L. And basically, he gets out, and then he gets straight up swarmed by mosquitoes, which probably have a bunch of diseases, but he doesn't get any. This is a book. This isn't the most realistic thing in the world, okay? But anyway, he gets swarmed by mosquitoes when he gets out of the lake. Yeah, and eventually he dries off, but after that, he needs to figure out how to survive. He finds this little den thingy, cave, whatever. And, yeah, now he's just in that, and he sleeps in it. And eventually, like, oh, yeah, by the way, the reason this book is called Hatchet is because he straight up has a hatchet with him, okay? His mom just bought him this hatchet. I don't know. It's probably, like, the most weird thing a parent can even buy you. I don't know. But anyway, basically, he just has this hatchet, and this is how he gets stuff, I guess. So, eventually he figures out, hey, fish. And yeah, now he finds fish. In the movie, he finds a snake, but he just puts it back. I mean, I personally think he should have eaten the snake. But anyway, Brian, he finds these berries, and he calls them gut berries. That's my cat, by the way. And, basically, he calls them this because they hurt his gut so bad that he literally vomits. Should have seen that coming. Wow. But anyway, after that, he later finds actual raspberries, actual good food, because apparently he grew raspberries or something, I don't know. And basically, he has this just really weird instinct that's like, hey, stop. And then he sees a bear, a black bear, and he just runs back to his little den thing, and, eventually after the bear's gone, he just goes back and just gets the berries. Yeah. But then later, he finds fish. So, oh, and also, this raccoon comes, in the movie at least, and just steals the fish out of his den. Or, no, wait, that's the berries. I don't know, I'm getting confused. But basically, he's just, this dumb raccoon just steals the berries out of his den. So now Brian needs more food. So Brian just goes back to the bush and gets more berries. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, one night when he's like just going to sleep, he hears something, and something comes in his den and just pokes him in the leg. And it's a porcupine. So now he has these like 5 or 4 porcupine quills in his leg. Think of how painful that is. So like he has these in his leg, and he's like getting them out, and yeah, that sounds just really painful. So after that, he actually like like, he tried to throw his hatchet at it, but, like, after that, he actually put, like, a wall of, like, twigs and branches and stuff on his shelter to make it more secure. But also that night, he had a dream. He saw sparks when he threw his hatchet. So basically, he had this weird dream. In the book, it shows the dream, but it doesn't in the movie. But I'm going to describe it. So it starts with, like, the dad saying, "Ma, ma," and I don't think anyone knows what he's actually trying to mean. Like, maybe make fire. I don't know. So then Brian discovers he can just throw his dumb hatchet and, like, make a fire. And not only he succeeds, but I just want to mention that he has a $20 bill in, like, his pocket, and he rips it up to try and make the fire. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why that he. I understand that you think you'd need paper, but your wood is just wet. You just need not wet wood. Go get some dry wood, Brian, please. Save your life. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, now he has an actual fire. And then what he's hoping for, this plane comes. Now, it just flies by and it literally doesn't see him. So, yeah. Also, sorry about my cat. But anyway, yeah, this plane flies by, literally doesn't see him. Oh, yeah, he gets attacked by a moose, which also breaks his rib. Now, I think the Hatchet book is better than the movie, but, like, in the movie, there's no moose attack. In the movie, he literally just kills a bear for no reason. Like, there's no plot in. I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, so now his rib is, like, literally broken. Oh, and yeah, after that, literal tornado comes. I'm not joking, I wish I was. So now, not only is his shelter gone, but his fire's gone and all his food. And yes, by this point, he has fish. The only thing he has is his hatchet and, like, the weird cave thing, okay, the den. So, yeah. Yeah. So basically, now he has, like, literally nothing. And he somehow has to survive. Also, the moose went away with the tornado, I just want to point out. It literally says that in the book. Of course, it's not in the movie because there is literally no moose in the movie. But anyway, yeah. The only good thing that comes up from the tornado is that this part of the plane comes up that's really bright and vibrant. So it's good because maybe if another plane came, they would see that and say, oh, there might actually be a person here. Wow. So yeah. But Brian remembers that there's actually a survival pack in the plane. Wow. What a coincidence. Yeah, and basically now Brian, like, he builds a raft because of his broken rib. Also, I just want to point out, he doesn't even break his rib in the movie, and he doesn't even need the raft in the movie because the whole point he made in the book was so because he couldn't swim because of his broken rib. So the movie barely makes any sense. So basically, yeah, now he makes this raft, which is really hard to do, and he actually this part's a little graphic. So he's been eating fish, and he finds out that the fish have been eating something, and he finds out that they've actually been eating the dead pilot. So yeah, the fish have been eating the dead pilot, which means technically Brian's been also eating the dead pilot. So yeah, that's a little wow. But yeah, he drops his hatchet, then gets it, but then he gets the survival pack out of the plane, which is halfly submerged in the water. Somehow. Yeah, and, like, he finds a lot of stuff in it, like a sleeping bag, a foam sleeping bag, an aluminum cook set with 4 pots, 2 frying pans, fork, knife, and spoon, a waterproof container with matches and 2 small butane lighters, a sheath knife with a compass and in the handle, a first aid kit with bandages and tubes for antiseptic, paste, and scissors, a cap that said Kensna, a fishing kit with 4 coils of lines, a dozen fishing lures, hooks, and sinkers, a .22 rifle with a barrel and magazine action, assembly with a clip and a box of 50 shells, an emergency transmitter, 2 bars of soap, and lots of food where you add water. So yeah. Now Brian has all this stuff, and at first he's like, dude, I gotta make this food last. Because if I'm not gonna get found, then I need to be able to eat. Because what if another twister or tornado comes again, and yeah. So basically, now he has all this food, but then he's like, I want to feast. So then, but then he looks at all the stuff he has, and, he's seeing this thing. It's actually a transmitter, an emergency transmitter. And basically, yeah, he thinks it's to play music, because he actually hasn't heard music in, 2 months, because, yes, he's been in the wilderness for over 2 months, okay? It's almost winter. And basically, he flips it on, flips it off, flips it on, is confused, thinks it doesn't work, and he just sets it aside. But little does he know there's actually a plane near him, and it lands eventually, and he gets rescued. Also, a lot of fans were mad with the ending of the book, so that's why there's 4 other Hatchet books with alternate endings. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you soon, I guess. Bye.